That's okay. I'm up to, I don't even know what to do. So anyway, I've had a very rough past couple months, and, you know, I wanted to be very upfront with you guys because, you know, I'm clearly the leader of the page, of the team, but I am no different than any one of you. I started with zero. I started with no coaches. I slowly built my team. The only difference between me and you is that I've been doing this for 2 years, and you guys are fairly new. So I actually, you know, had so many thoughts, and I decided to type it out today because I didn't want to be all over the place. So I'm just going to read you guys what I typed out about the last couple months. In the last few months, my Beachbody business has been weathering all the storms this business brings. This was by far the roughest patch I've been through. While I admit that I have an amazing team of coaches, I have felt like a failure for the past 2 months. Hitting Success Club has not been much of a breeze as it's been for me in the past. I've had to go deep into my messages and virtually bribe people with $25 and $50 gift cards to get them to make the step towards a healthier future. On October 1st, I woke up having hit SC6, but I felt dirty. I completely lost what I was all about getting people healthy. I instead focused on hitting Success Club and making myself look desperate to close to 20 prospects. October began, and I swore I would never approach people the way I did. I had offered no value. People can sense ickiness from a mile away. The month of October, I was at -2 for the entire month until the last day when I got a challenge pack sold, bringing me to 0. The entire month, I would get on Facebook, and I'd see I had no messages. I had lots of red messages, quote unquote, red messages. I sat around and dissected my business. Maybe people are sick of me. Am I not being real enough? Am I not sharing enough? What is it about me that people don't like? And then I'd cry a little. I'm not going to lie, I definitely cried a little bit. In my close to 2 years as a Beachbody coach, I have weathered a lot of storms, but I pushed through because I knew in my gut it would pass, and it did. I am currently listening to John Maxwell's audiobook called Failing Forward. One of my favorite quotes so far is this: in life, the question is not if you will have problems, but how you are going to deal with your problems. If the possibility of failure were erased, what would you attempt to achieve? That's the end of my little presentation there. So I just wanted to be really upfront with you guys because I know that, you know, being a 5-star diamond coach is admirable, and it's amazing. I'm not gonna lie, it is amazing. I've worked my ass off to get to this point. I've also worked through a lot of low points, a lot of times where I've questioned if I'm even good enough to be what I think I can be. I am lucky enough to be at the point where I have a mentor from home office. Once you hit 2-star, you get a personal mentor, which is awesome, and they help you with your business. So I started working with Alex Bunton in the beginning of October, and what did we work on? We worked on my confidence. My confidence was in the toilet. I just didn't believe in myself, and I felt that, holy crap, I have a team of 300 coaches below me, and I feel like an ass. I don't feel like I'm a good coach. And although I can run amazing trainings, and I love helping my coaches out, I felt like I wasn't reaching out to enough people. And I talked to some of my coaches, and they were like, yeah, but Candace, you're doing so well, but you're so great at training. I know I'm good at those things, and I'm not going to say that I'm not. However, I want to reach out to more people, okay? If I tell you guys to hit Success Club because that's the key to hitting your business, I need to practice what I preach. And when I didn't hit Success Club, my tail went between my legs, and I didn't feel like I was representing myself. So part of what we were working on was the personal development. I know we talked to you guys about personal development a lot, and I want to get into this a little bit because I want you guys to think outside the box a little bit. Personal development is not just about GoPro and the compound effect. Personal development is about helping you in areas of your life where you're falling behind, okay? So for me, the area I was falling behind was inviting. I had lost so much confidence that I felt uncomfortable reaching out to people. I felt uncomfortable doing the whole inviting thing, which is part of the vital behavior, 3 vital behaviors. So part of the thing that I was working on with Alex was concentrating on personal development in the area of inviting. So that's what I did. The whole month of October, I focused on inviting. I reached out to one of my downline coaches, Nadine Preston, and I asked her, Nadine, what are you doing to hit Success Club 10 every month? Because I am suffering right now. So just to let you guys know, Nadine started a year after me, okay? It doesn't matter where she is now and where I am now, because we're all on the same path, okay? We're all doing the same thing every single day. And so she had pointed me in the direction of Caleb Thomas's inviting video. I watched the inviting video, and that was one thing that I worked on. But the other thing was I re-listened to GoPro, not even kidding you, 5 times in 1 week. If you guys are buying personal development books, I think that's wonderful. But ask yourself, how many times are you going to reread that book? Because I know me personally, when I'm done with a book, I give myself a pat on the back and I say, awesome, you just read another book. But when you have a personal development audio CD, you will re-listen to that over and over, and I will tell you, I will guarantee you that every single time you listen to that audio CD, you'll be at a different point in your business and you will take away different knowledge. I have been listening to GoPro for a good year now, but the whole inviting new prospects part was never an issue for me. But now that it was, I was taking in like a sponge all of this new info on inviting new prospects. So what I did is I used some of those key points to help me with my new prospects. And the whole thing is, like, if you're listening to personal development, but you're not implementing the things that you hear, then what good is it? You can listen to all the personal development CDs and books that you want, but if you're not actually jotting down notes and using those little nuggets to your advantage, then what good is it? So for instance, one of the things that I've used to my advantage and has been amazing is when talking about a challenge group, like for instance, my Turkey Your Gut challenge today, I've had a couple people message me on it, and I've given them all the info on the challenge, and my final line wasn't, I did not say, so let me know what you think, or what do you think? Because those are not good responses. What I used from GoPro was, so what did you like best about all of this amazing information I just put your way, okay? Because if you use that type of response, it's typically going to generate a good response. So I just wanted to let you know about that aspect of my inviting mini training I gave myself. Let me look at my notes here. All right, another thing that I did that Alex asked me to do, because at this point that I am in my business, I have roughly 600 free customer leads between me and my husband's business center. 600. I have completely slacked on reaching out to my free customers because I am completely overwhelmed. Why am I overwhelmed? Well, I'll tell you a little bit about myself and my goals, okay? I'm a stay-at-home mom. My family comes first. I don't want to work on my Beachbody business from morning till night. After working this business for 2 years, I know that you can do this business in an hour a day, okay? You can get in and get out if you stay focused. So I haven't been focused. I've been all over the place. So I've been slacking on my free customers. So what I did is I compiled a list of all my free customers and their emails using the edit reports option. And I put them all in a BCC, and I sent an email to myself, letting them know about an upcoming challenge group that I had. And I also posted a picture of myself. I didn't get any responses. However, I did reach out to them, and I feel like I did enough in terms of that. Maybe they'll reach out to me in the future, but I've also learned a new tactic on reaching out to my free customers with this whole BCC method, which I think is a blessing. Maybe you guys already knew about this, but I didn't. And I called Mel last week, and I was like, hey, oh my God, I just figured out that I could BCC all my free customers and send an email to myself. That way I didn't have to send them each individual emails, which is so friggin' time consuming, and I don't have time for that. And I know most of you guys don't have time for that. So the point of what I'm trying to say here, there is always room for improvement in this business. There is always something else you can be doing. It's all about having the discipline and the cojones to get out of your own way and keep moving. There is so much riding on this business, your health, your future, okay? When I started this business, all I wanted was free Shakeology, okay? I wanted to get my order for free so I could keep healthy, just so I could have one thing right in my life, and that was my Shakeology. But it took off. And when I realized the potential of what this could be for my family, what it could be, nothing was stopping me. Now, I am reading a book. I'm listening to a book right now, and I want any single one of you that feels like you're failing at this Beachbody business, or you feel like you suck, or you feel like, God, I just don't know if I could be as good as this person. Number one, let me just tell you, don't ever compare your beginning to someone else's middle, okay? And if you don't listen to that, you better write it down and stick it somewhere, okay? Because there are people in this business that you all admire that are monetarily at the point that I'm at, but started a year before me, okay? It does not matter who got to where when, you're all going to get there. The fact of the matter about this business is that you have the ability to cram in 20 years of time at one job into 5 years or less in this job. Okay, maybe your aspiration isn't to be a full-time Beachbody coach, but you can do so much for your family if you just get out of your own way, okay, and focus on your downfalls, reach out to your upline, ask for help, and figure out what you can do to better yourself in this business, okay? Because I will tell you that from where I am right now, okay, after having endured the month from hell where I cried, I was upset. I was not happy. I talked to everybody and anybody about the fact that I didn't know if I was good enough to lead this team. But I powered through. I did exactly what I was told to do by my mentor, who I'm going to call her my upline because she is my mentor right now at home office. And I did everything she told me to do, and I feel so empowered. With all of those messages, she told me, make a list of 50 people in your Facebook account, 50 people. For whatever reason that they pop out to you, make a list of those people and just write their names down. So that's what I did. I made a list of 50 people, and I reached out to all of them, and that was my inviting. And if you guys aren't familiar with inviting, it doesn't always have to be, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, join my challenge, or hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, It's just about starting conversations. So for instance, I made a list of 50 people, and I reached out to them. One of my buddies, I know he worked at a Porsche dealer, so I was like, I'll write him down. I haven't talked to him in a while. I reached out to him. I was like, hey, buddy, I'm like, how are you doing? Are you still working at the Porsche dealer? And he's like, no, actually, I'm not. Why? Are you looking for something? Which I'm not. But he said, I can hook you up with a couple guys. I'm like, no, I was just curious because I haven't talked to you in a while. And I said, that sucks. I'm like, hey, I mean, you can always do what I'm doing if you need to make a little extra money. And he opened the door up for me to talk about it. And he ended up being in my 5-day sneak peek, and I have to follow up with him. But he was interested. he was like, oh, is that what you and Scott Freeman are doing? That's great. Yeah, I'm interested. Now, 50%, maybe 75% of the people I reached out to, nothing happened. But the fact of the matter is we had a conversation. And if there is anything, or if there's anything in them down the line that makes them curious about Beachbody, they're going to ask me because I have reached out to them. I will say out of the 50 people I reached out to, I had a couple of positive connections. I'm using all of those invites as practice. Okay, those were all my practices to get out of my own way. All right, all of those invites with each, I call them invites, but like I said, it's not a hey, you're cordially invited. It's just a conversation. With each of those conversations, I became more confident in myself as a coach. Okay, so what I'd love for all of you guys to do is to really think about those areas where you feel like you suck. And I'm using the word suck because that's just the way it is. There's times where you're like, you know what, I freaking suck, all right? I'm not as good as this person. I'm not as good as that person. This one makes $1,000 a week. This one's 2-star diamond. This one's 10-star diamond. No, okay? We all start at zero. I started at zero. You start at zero. And we're all going to weather storms together. And whatever storm you're weathering, I've weathered or someone else has weathered. So we just need to stick together and figure out how to get through it, because I will tell you that if you stick to it, you and your family will be so happy that you lasted through those moments where you felt like you were failing, okay? So I'm going to conclude my spiel and open it up to anybody that has questions. I hope I didn't babble too much, but I feel really passionate about this tonight, and it's been weighing on me for a couple weeks. So if anybody wants to ask a question, I can't tell because I'm on my phone. Just unmute yourself and speak up. Anyone? All right, since we don't have any questions right now, I'm going to allow Mel and Eleni. I'm having them as my 2 guest speakers tonight just to give a little blurb on a little addition to what I've said tonight. So one of you guys want to start?
Yeah, sure, I'll start. Candace, that was great, and you just brought up so many good points, and obviously we talk all the time, so you know where I stand on the whole subject matter, and you know where I've been battling the last couple of months as well. So, you know, when you asked me to speak just briefly tonight, you know, I felt, again, just like you, passionate about it because I'm literally going through it right now as we speak. So, you know, thanks for letting me share, like I said, briefly on this topic. And, you know, gosh, failing forward, you know, we don't always see it that way at first, do we? You know, we more just see that failing part. We let ourselves feel like failures. We let ourselves act like failures. You know, believe me, I get it. And trust me when I say that I fail all the time. And yeah, I have those down moments. You know, failure started for me almost instantly with this opportunity. You know, at first failure is those damn friends who know that we sell these programs, right? But they tell you, oh, I'm so excited, I just bought mine on Amazon. You know, can I jump in on your challenge group? Fail. You know, well, not really, but you feel like it, right? You know, so how do we overcome that? Well, you know, we sign them up as free customers and have them jump in on that challenge group anyways. You know, we're here to help them. So after you fail, it's so important to overcome that failure and look at the big picture. So what's the big picture here? We're here to help them. You know, and as you guys get further into this opportunity, you know, we start working towards rank advancements. You know, you have in your head or, you know, hopefully written down on paper, a date for a particular goal, and then you miss it. You know, something doesn't go your way. That one dang discount coach went inactive, and now you aren't making diamond this week. You failed. Again, you know, not really, but you feel like you have. You know, failure is only bad when you lay down and give up. If you see failure as an opportunity to better yourself, to focus, to regroup, then guess what? We learn from those mistakes, those failures. We grow from them, you know, and we end up coming out on the other side stronger. And you know what else? You know, the next time that we're faced with that exact failure, because yes, it can happen again and again, you know, we're better equipped to deal with it. So you can't give up when you're smacked in the face with failure. Although sometimes we feel like throwing in the towel or hiding under a rock, you need to get your head on straight. And my advice is go back to the basics. I have missed a lot of my goals lately, and let me tell you, it is freaking frustrating. I feel like sometimes I put my efforts into one area of this business more so than others. Like most recently, for example, into my trainings and trying to support my team and, help them to grow their businesses. And that's great, but I lacked in my recruiting. So, so much so to the point where I'm making SC5 literally by the skin of my teeth the last couple of months. And although part of my business has been great because of it, there is definitely that other side of my business that feels like I've failed. It's certainly hard to balance it all. I mean, I've been doing this business for 15 months now, and I don't have it all figured out yet. I'm still in the works of putting processes and trainings in place and building a system so that later down the road, I can put less effort into that part of my business, but still while growing that part of my business. And I feel like that's just the nature of this opportunity. There will always be something else that you want to do, some area of this business where you want to grow. And as frustrating as all those failures that, can be that comes along with that, it also brings some really great opportunity and leaves so much room for you to be creative and make this into whatever you want it to be. So, after my latest failure, and every failure prior to that, I had to regroup. I went back to the basics, literally went back and refocused on the basics, like I did during my first training with Keith and Liz when I first started. I sit in front of that business activity tracker, the BAT, and make sure that I'm doing those 3 vital behaviors. It is so easy to get sidetracked from those. Sometimes your mind wanders onto the bigger and better things about this business. But guess what? Those 3 vital behaviors are there for a reason. They are the guts of your business. So if you fail to do them, then you're only failing yourself. So my advice, no matter, what setback or what your failed moment is, go back to the basics. Simplify it all again, Find your Mo wave and hop on it again. When we fail, if we continue to keep going, we're failing forward. And that's the beautiful thing about this business. And it's so beneficial in this business. So I say fail often, learn to cope with it, grow from it, and really see failure as an opportunity. And I just wanted to throw this quote in. I actually found it today by Henry Ford. Obviously, it's a good one. A lot of you, I'm sure, have heard it. Failure is an opportunity to begin again more intelligently. And I'll say that again. Failure is an opportunity to begin again more intelligently. And it's exactly that, you guys. We all go through it. It happens over and over. But start seeing it as a chance to grow rather, than an end-all situation. So that's kind of my take on it. Eleni, if you want to take the floor.
Eleni.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm not nearly as eloquent or organized as Candace or Mel, so apologies. My take on that, so when I saw what we were doing the call on tonight, and maybe this isn't exactly what I should be talking about, but whatever. I've found myself through this entire journey from starting at Emerald to Diamond all the way to now, there have been times where I've sent Trish a text or message saying, how am I going to make it to Summit? Are we going to make it to Summit? How am I going to make it to Summit? I can't even work this, but I can't do this. And we both remind each other when we're having those oh my God, how are we going to do this moments to bring it back to basics. And, a little different than what Mel was saying is not necessarily the basics of running the biz, but bring it back to I started thinking I was just going to be a discount coach, and I was totally fine with that. And so I was going to save money, I was going to be held accountable and do T25, and I was going to save money in Shakeology, and I was okay with that. And it wasn't until the fire on Rockstar Empire that got me oh, I need to do this, and I need to, I need to work the biz. And I don't need to work the biz. I do really well at work, and my husband does really well. It's not, so I think that bringing it back, forget the dollar signs. I said this on last night's call. The minute we can bring it back and stop looking at our friends or family members or potential customers with the dollar sign over their heads, you know, or the success club, the possible success club points, and just do what we are here to do, which is, you know, help them achieve their goals. I feel like we come off more sincere and authentic and more believable, and that is what's going to draw people to us. So, holy tangent Batman, where was I going with this? Yeah, so if you feel like, and I preach way better than I practice. I can hype any single one of you guys up through Messenger to build you up and get you what you need to be doing. I have a very hard time practicing that myself. So, that, okay. And, at the training we went to on Saturday, there was a really cool video that showed all the like a ton of famous people who have absolutely and miserably failed. Walt Disney was fired by a news editor for lacking imagination. Richard Branson has lost millions of dollars, and now he has a nice little private island you can rent for $53,000 a night. Vincent van Gogh sold one painting in his lifetime, and now the most expensive painting is valued at 140 something million dollars. And I said this again last night in last night's call, sorry for the overlap. Michael Jordan got cut from the high school basketball team. So if you can imagine, if any of them just totally like wiped their hands, done and done the minute that they failed, I mean, we wouldn't know who they are. So I don't know what else to say. Don't give up.
No, I mean, that was perfect. Both of you guys. I mean, this is so it's perfect. I wish this call was recorded. I'm so effing mad.
It
but
is.
I guess it is recorded?
Randy, I think, is showing us the host and was able to record it, so it's being recorded.
Oh my God, amazing. So I was going to say, you are the chosen one. Anyway, guys, you know, I really hope that you really take all of this to heart from all of us tonight. We're all in the same spot. We're all working towards something. Let's not lose sight of why we said yes when we joined. Yeah, some of us did join for the discount like me, like Eleni, and then it ended up being more. But let's not lose sight of why we joined, okay? And what our why is. We all have a why, whatever it may be, whether it's your family, your health, a loved one, whatever it may be. We're gonna weather storms, and the last thing any of us should be doing is taking that towel, rolling it up and tossing it and saying, F this, because this is a beautiful opportunity for all of us. And we have an amazing group of people on this team to reach out to. So anyway, anybody else want to add anything or?
See, I want to add one more thing too, off of just Eleni, what you had kind of said, you know, and Candace, you too, when you're in that sucky, when you're feeling sucky and, you know, you're just crappy at that low, you know, I find when I hit those lows, you know, part of those 3 vital behaviors, you know, be a product of the product. Go back to you. Like Eleni said, you know, I go back, I pick a program, I pull out that calendar, and I start it day for day for day. Go back and focus on you. You know, when I started, that's what it was about. I started for me. And that's why I got so into this. I was part of a challenge group and I got motivated, and that just kind of poured over and spilled into every aspect of my life. So go back and focus on you, you know, restart a new program or one of your favorite programs and commit to it, you know, and like I said, just commit back to the basics, simplify it. You know, and I find that to really lift my mood and kind of get me out of those lows a little bit quicker. And at least if I'm still in a low, you know, my attitude doesn't completely suck. You know, focus on you and why you're here too.
Good point, Mel. Anyone want questions or?
Candace, it's Erin.
Hi.
Hi. So I just wanted to add, because this call seems to come at like the most perfect time. Here I am. I'm so excited to be 2-star qualified, and I have to share that this has been such a tough month. I have doubted myself like every single day, to the point that, you know, I've kind of like teared up, like, is this even worth it? Can I do it? I've totally like lost, you know, I haven't been sticking to the vital behaviors. Last week I didn't work out once. Like, I just kind of like felt myself like almost like losing myself, losing the spark of why it is that I started. And I used to wake up so motivated, and I don't know what's happening. So this call is like perfect timing. Mel, what you just said about going back to the basics and starting your favorite program, I'm starting Combat, which is what I fell in love with in the beginning. I'm just going back to, I don't know, I'm just trying to find myself again, because I don't know if it's work, life, everything, but something the last few weeks has been lacking, and I just need to get it back. I also didn't make Success Club last month, and I was so upset about it. So I'm focusing on the vital behaviors. My goal is to get better at inviting. I feel like I suck at it. And I'm just like going to listen to this call again and just take it all in. And I just, you know, thank you guys. This was like so perfect. So we all struggle.
No, that's just the way it is. We're gonna struggle with here another time, and it's like Mel said, it's about failing forward. You know, that's why, you know, I'm listening to that book right now, and I'm on the highway, and I find myself speeding up because I'm like, yeah, like this guy is like speaking to me right now because I suck. This is exactly what I need. That's why we have personal development. What do you get that and work on it? Work on that, guys. I feel so good right now, and I tell you, I wish I could like tell you exactly how awful. I wish I could draw a picture of myself like in fetal position, lying on my bed, like 4 a.m. checking my. Oh my God, my husband dropped from diamond to emerald. Oh shit. Like literally in tears, like I am losing myself. Okay? But I feel good right now. I've worked through it and I feel good. We just gotta, whoever's a little bit struggling, get the book, get the audio. I'm a big audio person. Download it on your iPhone. You can listen to it on your headphones. Put it on your Bluetooth, listen to it in the car, you know, whatever the hell you guys have to do, just work on yourself. Keep saying it. I'm just really excited about this topic tonight. So, anyone else want to add anything? We're good. All right, Randy, thank you so much for recording this. You're a blessing to all Beachbody coaches on Fit Mama. All right, guys, have a great night. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties. Freaking Comcast. I'm going to kill them. Have an awesome night, everybody. Think good thoughts, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks,
Good night.
Dave.
Hi.
Bye.